Hello, welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to a video where we're going to talk about an old school essential outdoor skill. Now this is one of those skills that would have been familiar to the likes of GWCers, Nesmuk. Back in his day it was something that all outdoorsmen did, but it's something that not that many people nowadays seem to do. And it certainly is an essential skill, but it's one that less and less people seem to be doing. It's something I believe we should all be doing. The problem is, if we all did it, that great Bushcraft cash machine would suddenly all grind to a halt. But I think with the way global economics are going at the moment, it could be a skill that an awful lot of us outdoors people start to look at again. Now, after my last video all about a bushcraft bargain, clearly you guys are interested in saving a few pounds, and what better way could there be of doing that than actually having a go at making you some of your own outdoor gear. As I said, back in the days of Nesmuk, people did it all the time. Most of your gear was either made by yourself or improvised from something else, or we call it upcycling nowadays, but you get what I mean. And I think with the way global economics are going at the moment, it could be something that more and more of us end up doing. As I say, probably the outdoor industry wouldn't like us if we did, but at times needs must. Also, there's an amazing sense of achievement in getting it out here in the woods and using gear that you've made yourself. So what I thought I'd do is I'll take you through some of the gear that I've made over the years. So those of you who are fairly new to the channel, you'll probably recognise this, my homemade Bushcraft bush pot. And all it was, simple tea container, recycled, upcycled, call it what you want. And what I've done is I've repurposed the lid, I've put a few additional holes in the top, I've put a little wire bail handle on there. It was something that somebody was throwing out, so it didn't cost me anything at all, and it's something that I'm going to get years and years of use out of. Now, to go with that, I've also got a couple of other items. Number one of these, and this is a little stove. It's a spirit burner, runs on mess, and it's made out of a tuna can and a tomato paste can and a little bit of loft insulation. Very cheap, very easy to put together, and there is a video in my make your own gear video that shows you how to do this. It's simple, easy, and it costs nothing at all. Now, to go with that, well, I did have somebody email me the other day. I said, really enjoyed your billy can video. I've made myself a little stove. What do I carry my fuel in? I could buy a Trangia fuel bottle, yeah, or you could do one of these. This is just a simple Panda Pop bottle, fruit shoots, whatever, with the little sports cap, and all I've done is wind it in a bit of duct tape. This, I've got several of these and I've had them for years and years and years. Again, they didn't cost anything, and they are a great little bit of kit. Lightweight, strong, and do exactly what you want them to do. Now, also, if you're a regular on the channel, you also remember this, one of my simple stick projects. And this one is a stick that's hollowed out both ends, so I've got two chambers in there. There's a little bung on each end. One end is wound with a heavy nylon braid for long lining, and this end is my little hobo fishing kit. In here I've got some jelly lures and some weights, etc. In this one I've got some other lines with some heavy duty hooks in there to attach to my long lines. So as I say, this is in my simple stick projects. Now, something else that's in there which Some of you, if you go back a long way, might remember this, and this is my little sewing kit, and it's made from a piece of elder. It's got a little stopper in the top, and in there I've got my needles, and on the outside I've got 3 different types of thread: regular thread, a slightly darker colour thread, and then some extra strong thread. And this is a quick, easy little project that you can make. Great fun to do, something you can do sat out in your hammock in the woods. Now, quite a popular pastime when we're out in the woods in bushcraft is carving things, and most people tend to go for a spoon. I've made lots of spoons, and I've also made quite a few of these, and this is a little cookska or a noggin cup. Great item. Rather than drinking out of plastic or tin all the time, I've got this, and this is a really nice tactile thing to use when I'm out in the woods. Not done in one sitting, it was something that was done over a period of several sittings out in the woods, but a great little project to have a go at. Another little project you can have a go at is making things out of bark. This is a simple birch bark container, a little stopper in the end, and I use it for keeping my tea bags and stuff in. Nice simple project. If you can harvest the birch bark, it makes a really nice little thing that you can use while you're out in the woods. Now, if you're making stuff out of birch bark, you could go a little bit further and have a go at making one of these, and this is a sheath for a birch for a Mora knife. And I've got 2 different methods doing this, and if you go back and have a look on my projects list, I think it's in simple stick projects or bark projects, is how to do 2 different styles of these, and they're a great thing to use. This one is probably about 6 or 7 years old, and when I did this one at the same time, I also made myself a glasses case. So, a great little project for keeping your knife in. On the subject of knives, a lot of people have a go at knives, and these simple stick tang knives are quite nice to do. This is one that I did many years ago. It's a little Puranvasi blade from Finland, and then I've got reindeer antler, some kangaroo leather, a little silver bolster, and then stacked bits of leather. Again, a nice project that you can do, and there's loads of information out there on the internet on how to do these, and you get years and years of use out of it. If you think back to my favourite bushcraft knife videos, this is right up there at the top. It's a great little knife, and it has an awful lot of memories that go with it. So a good little project that you can do that's very useful too, and something that you'll get years and years of use out of. Now this is my little Norland hatchet, my favourite little axe. Now, it didn't start life looking like this. It started life as something that was very beat up, and it was just the head, no handle. But again, with a little bit of reading and a little bit of time, I taught myself how to rehandle an axe. I reprofiled it, tidied it up, sharpened it, and I've had years and years of use out of it, and in the process I learnt several useful skills. Certainly rehandling an axe was one of the most important ones, but also that maintaining and bringing an axe back that was pretty beat up, to be honest, and now I've turned it into a really good, usable tool that's become an old favourite. Also made various leather pouches over the years, whether it's the elephant foot pouches or a little one like this with a turn-out top and a drawstring to keep it closed. And it's great for keeping those little items close at hand, and because it's leather, it's got that nice natural feel to it too. Now, something else you can have a go at doing is making your own bags and things. This is one of my little guide haversacks, and this started out live. Well, I sell them now, but I made this one originally for me, for a need, just to see what the haversack thing was like, and it's turned out to be a great bit of kit. This is done on just a normal domestic sewing machine, and if you can start with a little project like that, then it becomes a good entry into using a machine. And once you can use a sewing machine, almost the world's your oyster. You're not going to be the outdoor industry's friend, but you are going to save a lot of money, and you will get stuff done just the way you want it. Now, a few years back I did a video called How to Make Your Outdoor Gear Last Forever, and it was all about my little day sack, which was a Monroe 35 that I bought back in 1983, and it's almost daily use right the way through that time, and in the end it was just falling to bits. The fabric was going, the seams were going. I'd repaired it here, there and everywhere, and I decided what I would do is I'd take all the straps, all the usable stuff off there, all the stuff that will continue to work. I took it all off. I then dismantled the bag and used the fabric as a pattern to make a new one, and at the same time I did a few upgrades on it. I put a big pouch on the front, which I always thought would be a useful item, and I put 2 mesh pockets on either side, some sort of dump pouches. So my little pack from 1983, it's a bit like Trigger's broom, it's still going. And if you're a regular viewer to the channel, then you will have seen me use it an awful lot. It's not the only thing that I've made on a sewing machine. I've made many things, everything from survival scarf, wool hoodie that I use all the time in those sort of slightly cooler months, or even now we're sort of end of the summer going into the autumn, and this is just nice to chuck on early in the morning when it's a little bit nippy, for a walk in, and it's comfortable. The great thing about it is I made it just the way I want it, and that is one of the things with making your own outdoor gear, is you can get things exactly the way you want. I actually looked at several different designs that were already out there that I was quite keen on, and all I did was look at those features and copy them. So I've got the zips running up the sides, I've got the roof pocket that's windproof and it's got little dividers in it, I've got the little close-in fitting hood that's all adjustable on the back, and it zips up, and all round it's just an absolutely great bit of kit. And to go with that, I've also got my old Ventile smock. Years ago, Ventile was the way to go in bushcraft circles, but a Ventile smock, you were looking at an awful lot of money, which I didn't have. So I made my own Ventile smock, and it's used, again, it's one you've seen a lot in the videos. It's sort of green and tan, and it's got all those features. It's got the 4 zip down pockets, it's got hand warmer pockets, it's got a fully adjustable hood, it's got the storm flap over the front, it's got extenders on the back of the sleeve. All things that I want that I couldn't find on one jacket. So I nicked lots of features from different jackets and put them all onto this one jacket, my jacket. And that is the great thing about making your own gear. You can get it exactly the way you want it. So even this, my hammock, again, hammock is actually quite a simple project to do. And again, it's something that I've got an awful lot of use out of over the years. And I've put in the features that I want. It's got a double base on it, it's got pockets on it, it's got the ties on it that I like. I put the rings in the end so that I don't get water dripping in. And it's all round a great little item, and it didn't take very long to make at all. Now I know some of you will be saying, well, yeah, but I can't sew. Well, neither could I. Oh, I haven't got the time. Well, I don't have a lot of time. I rarely sit down and do stuff in one sitting. It tends to be done bit at a time, as and when I have the time. But it is, when you complete it, immensely rewarding to do. So it's worth making the time, and also it's always good to teach yourself new skills, to learn new skills. Learn by trial and error, the old-fashioned way. Now I know some of you will also say, well, it can't really compete with, you know, the safety of the modern materials and designs. If you think back to the sort of early days of exploration all over the globe, the mountains, the jungles, the polar regions, etc., most of the gear they had was pretty basic. I think the early attempts at Everest were done by people wearing wool clothing. Polar explorers used cotton smocks and wool layers underneath, and actually there is a move to go more back to that in polar exploration, because they actually found that it does work. So the gear that we can get hold of, the fabrics that we can get hold of, are just the same as those. So get out there, give it a go. So make your own outdoor gear. Get out there, give it a go. It could be as simple as carving a spoon or a cook's skirt, or get yourself a little knife kit where you glue it all together yourself. But have a go. That is the main thing. Look out for old second-hand sewing machines. You'll be really pleased that you did, because making stuff is really, really easy. And what you'll find you'll end up doing is the same as I do when I go into an outdoor shop nowadays. I'll be picking stuff up and looking at it. Not because I want to buy it, I just want to see how it's made. I want to look at those features so that potentially I can use them on a project of mine at a later date. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then remember, hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, join the 1,000 or so this week who have subscribed to the channel. Also, you can check out my other links to things like Instagram and Facebook. It's in the description box down below. There is also a link to my Etsy shop and my Patreon page, so get over there and have a look. I think that's everything. I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe.